Okay, folks. The DNC convention is coming up this summer in Chicago, and there's haunting echoes of 1968 that are coming, and everybody knows it. And I guess the strategy is going to be simply hide Joe Biden from his voter base. That's the strategy. So they're going semi-online with that's what they're thinking of, I think. Is they're planning to do the Chicago convention partially online to avoid more protests and stuff like that. But it's strange, and the left has got themselves certainly in a conundrum with this. So yes, the DNC prepares for major protests at Chicago convention, as we know, without the help of Mayor Johnson. Okay, let's see how this goes. It's like 1968 all over again as the DNC prepares for its August conference in the Windy City. The powers that be in the Democratic Party are concerned about protests. Yes. But it's popcorn time for everybody else, right? And on top of it all, Chicago's communist mayor, Brandon Johnson, seems to sympathize with the protesters and does not have much interest in helping the DNC. Why would he? He's going to probably hide too, even though his responsibility is probably to show his face. But I have a feeling everybody's hiding from this. So it's going to be interesting how this plays out. Cal Radio host says, who had 1968 on their DNC bingo card this year? The DNC is preparing for the worst in Chicago without the help of the city's mayor. Yeah, well, so as it says here, President Joe Biden's top advisors are all too aware the ghosts of 1968 may haunt their convention, but they're grappling with a pair of more urgent and thoroughly modern-day challenges as summer nears. How far can they go in reprising their virtual 2020 convention to mitigate the threat of disruption inside the arena? And how will they navigate a rookie mayor who unabashedly sympathizes with protesters? Trumpeting the success of their COVID-era convention 4 years ago, some in Biden's orbit are aggressively pushing to make the 2024 conclave a hybrid production. That would mean in-person speeches from the president, party luminaries, and rising stars to draw television attention, alongside a mix of pre-recorded testimonials and videos from other parts of the country. Oh, wow, sounds like fun. Let them fight. So this is the fun part. Semi-online. Okay, that's how they're describing how they're going to approach this. Keep in mind, these uncontrollable protests are the fault of the Democratic Party. Yes, I've said this many times. You created this monster. They championed them for years, especially in 2020. Yeah, they funded that big time. And the media gladly ran with the mostly peaceful protests as the world burns. Angle as we watch cities burn. Kamala Harris raised money for the Minneapolis bail fund. Yeah, so she was behind that destruction. They created a monster. Now they can't control it. Big Fish says, hiding from your own voting base, the campaign is doing super otherwise. It's doing great. The Democrats can't decide whether they want to lose their vote or lose their youth vote or the Jewish vote. Hard decision, but I don't offer sympathy to communists. The best part is they've already lost the moderate black and Hispanic vote. Yeah, they are going to pull out all stops, folks. So expect anything, right? 2024 has been a shit show already, of course, because the Democrats are working 24/7 to inculcate riots, anarchy, as much chaos as they possibly can, on top of all the Trump indictment garbage. That seems to be falling through the cracks as we expected. Yeah, he's trying to play both sides and doing it badly. This is what Joe Biden always does. He tries to play both sides of everything and he loses. That's the thing, is he loses just horribly. At least if you pick a side, you're not going to do as badly. You're going to at least win some people. But he's tried to play every side of everything. This is why he sucks at what he does. That's why he's been just a terrible politician. As far as a criminal, he's really good. Okay, I'm not dissing on that. But as far as a politician, he's horrible because he wants to please all sides, and usually you get hated by everybody, which is what is going on. Good Party says it's almost like He has been such an unpopular candidate who should never have run for a second term. 56% of Americans disapprove of the president, President Joe Biden. That's a Reuters Ipsos poll. Bad man, bad, but orange man bad or something like that, right? That's what we keep hearing. Somehow, Democrats versus progressive Democrats. Yeah, they're fighting each other right now. There is massive infighting because it's just not enough. And so you're seeing protesters show up at the White House press dinner that they did and stuff like that. So they're mad at him. And the voters up in like Dearborn and stuff like that, especially the Muslim, kind of that Muslim faction that voted for Biden before, they're mad at him. So Gritty is the way says, they realize that Joe Biden is the most unpopular nominee they've tried to shove down our collective throats and are preparing for the inevitable pushback. Saving democracy. Oh, it's a threat to democracy. Everything's a threat to democracy. That phrase, when you hear that, again, I will say, it's a euphemism for it's a threat to our power. It has nothing to do with your rights or your freedom. None at all. But Pelosi loves to say it. More important than that, they need a very controlled environment to present Biden. Yeah, Biden needs to be presented in a glass box, almost like a very special protected Pope mobile box that you wheel him out. I'm serious. It's at that point where we just put him in a glass box and then put some wheels on the bottom and just wheel him out, and then push play and have a recording mouth, like use an AI generator to do his voice and just have say something for like 5 minutes and then just wheel him back and put him back to bed. So it's a 50-50 that he'd probably crap his pants. It's getting to that point. Is that a problem for old men? Of course it is. We're all going to get old and stuff like that. I don't blame him for that stuff, but it's just, you're the president now, and I don't know. It's just not helping with everything else, with losing his mind and having a husk of a mind. It just doesn't help the imagery. Or mumble or pull a Ron Burgundy. We're going to, Michael Edwards says, we're going to do the DNC, but we're afraid of our own voter base. And Biden still thinks he's going to win. They are afraid of their own voter base. That's why everything is extremely set up. He doesn't go through rural areas. He doesn't go through small towns anymore. He was doing that, but he got so many Let's Go Brandon type things, and you know what I mean, FJB. You got so much of that in towns, and he was like, oh my gosh, a 7-year-old boy gave me the finger, like flipped me off. And he was all shocked and stuff, and I'm like, dude, where you been? Like it's true, nobody likes you, dude. You have ruined our country. Of course nobody likes you. That's kind of logical. So fraud still worries us. Liam Donovan says, the exercise is meant to give you a high-profile, exclusive platform to reframe the general election on your preferred terms. That's hard enough at a time when elements of the left want to litigate something else. But having to do it in Chicago, of all places, is just brutal. Yeah, Chicago's the worst right now. Really, really just one of the top worst places. At least their homicide rate is skyrocketed. If you're doing a political convention and decide to do it remotely because too many people are going to protest you, that's a good sign about voter turnout. No, it's not. Biden's summer of love. Yeah, Biden's getting it now. Biden and Kamala are getting their own summer of love. We'll see how this goes. But I guess they'll try to do some of this online. For those of you who wondered what the late 60s were like, here you go. Reverting to Zoom for the DNC may be the dumbest, most baffling response to possible fears of protest at the DNC. Yeah. Anyway, okay, the goal, drive maximum viewership on television and the internet while minimizing live programming and openings for protest in Chicago's United Center. Okay, so Jeff Pilkington says, running from your own base would certainly assure a Trump victory. Good sign for November. I bet it'll all blow over by then. Just got to totally hide. Run a faceless campaign for a few months. You got this, champ. It helped him in 2020. So maybe they're hoping it'll help again. I don't know. They're doing less is more tactic with the campaign. In political terms, August and November are light years away. So a lot can change between then and now, but if the DNC is scared about the optics of protesters, they're base protesting them in Chicago. This doesn't bode well for their campaign at all. And Savannah is saying, hiding Dementia Joe from the base as much as possible, hoping enough Democrat voters are just dumb enough not to notice, and that could be true. That's how dumb Democrat voters really are. That's how dumb they are. They would probably go, okay, yeah, sure, I'll just vote for whatever. Blue no matter who. Stalin? Oh, he said he's Democrat. Well, he's Stalin. He killed, up to 60 million people. That's fine. Blue no matter who, It's a strange philosophy. They know their party is falling apart, and they're desperate to hide it by moving the convention semi-online. Will he also start campaigning from his basement again? Of course they are. Got to keep those pesky peasants away from the oligarchs, elites, royals, because, the Democrats are like saving democracy and stuff. Okay, it's done. Trump has won. They're going to need scapegoats. Yeah, I guess they should be. IDF soldiers should be more afraid of Israel than Hamas, I guess. Never go full Columbia University. That's pretty funny. Haha, Democrats are pathetic, weak, and deserve to lose so hard. Did they consider at any point that they should listen to the protests since they're a decent portion of the Democrat base? Yeah, but this is the party of the basement dwellers, right? Now, that's how they run. We saw that with Katie Hobbs. Katie Hobbs in Arizona, nobody wants her. There's like a contingent of 10 people in that state that want her, plus the Sinaloa cartel. They love her because they have paid her in property through a covert deed mortgage company. But that's for another time. But I remember she basically sat in her basement, didn't do shit, and voila. If you cheat hard enough, you can win from your basement. So first it was no debates, no acknowledgement of other candidates, then no voting in primaries, now semi-online convention. But tell us again how the Republicans want to get rid of democracy, hiding Biden. Yep. No, that's not the reason. They don't want the delegates to see him in person and realize how frail and old he is. They know, but I get it. The optics never help. And you can say that a million times, but every time you see him, it's like reliving a horrible experience over again. Because you're like, yeah, I know he's totally falling apart. I've seen it. And then the next day he comes out and you're like, wow, okay, it is bad. This is terrible. So how long before Mayor Johnson has made an offer he can't refuse from DNC leadership? Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Yeah, so anyway, you get the point. So we'll see how the DNC goes, but this is just kind of a first look at what their plans are this time. And I'll just leave it here with this cat banging a cymbal. I don't know how that's relevant, but I like it. So anyway, thanks for watching, folks. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Please put a like on the video if you like it. Let me know your thoughts on how this is all going to play out for the DNC convention in Chicago. 1968 all over again. Okay, so thanks for watching. Bye.